Alrighty, so we're live. So this is Brett coming at you, on this wonderful, 2021 day, uh, Mother's Day 2021. Yeah, I was just trying to get the lighting better, but, well, this is what you're gonna get. Anyway, I just wanted to, come on and say Happy Mother's Day. Uh, first and foremost to my mother, because if I didn't, and I wished everybody else a Happy Mother's Day and not my mother, uh, well, I would say she would get angry at least. Um, Me, if I was a mother or whatever, and my kid did that, I would do the same. Anyway, so happy Mother's Day, mother, and everybody else's mother or whatever. Um, so I, just got on to say that, and um, just you know, um, apparently I was unprepared. Um, I honestly just woke up. Well, not just woke up, but um, you know, um, so I guess maybe this might be a tribute to my mother. I haven't figured out the purpose of this video yet, but you know, uh, I mean, we've had some rough patches and whatever, but during like my well, I'm still depressed and stuff, but my beginning of the depression, depression, beginning of the pandemic, and one of my bigger depression episodes, and that I actually got Sasha. Let's see, can I flip the camera around? Am I able to do that? Let's see, does that work? Yeah, okay. So yeah, there's Sasha. She's laying, uh, and that, but she got she allowed me to have Sasha, and stuff, and that, and she didn't charge me any money or something like that. So, and it's helped with my depression and anxiety. It gives me something else to focus on, but don't get me wrong, she still is a pain in the butt sometimes. She's no perfect angel, but um, yeah, things like that. I know I sound a little congested. Well, it's only like 7:30 in the morning, so my nasal passages haven't opened up yet. I can talk like this. Anyhow, um, yeah, but and also Sasha's had her medical issues and stuff, behavioral issues, that kind of thing. But I would say for the most part, it's nice to have a dog. Um, as I've said in previous videos, I didn't expect to have a dog on my own. That I would take care of and whatever. Solely living alone. Um, and it just happened during the pandemic. I said, Brett, you got to get a handle on this. Um, so yeah. So I guess another thing. I don't think I've done it on the live or gone public with what exactly happened, but I'm gonna say it here, I guess, as a PSA or whatever. I kind of I meant What's the word? I kind of did touch it lightly, but I didn't exactly explain. So, um, I don't remember exactly what it was. I think maybe it was last Sunday, actually. I think Sunday, Monday morning. Um, so, uh, for all of you that don't know, and I know I've mentioned a bunch of times, but I'm on antidepressants, depression, anxiety, medication, sertraline to be, um, specific, and, this isn't, an ad for them or whatever, but apparently they're not supposed to be, um, what's the word, addictive, but at the same time, with any depressants or what really any medication that you gets prescribed to you, just don't stop cold turkey. Again, I'll say that do not stop your prescribed medication cold turkey. Um, unless you talk to your doctor and you're dying or something because of it. But anyway, so what happened was, I I had been taking those pills for I don't know how long, a couple years, let's say. And once I got on this Herbalife journey, and then I started plugging into these challenges and stuff, it's like I started feeling better about myself and stuff like that, more energy. And I had read, that sertraline that can get you tired and stuff. And I didn't notice it in the beginning and that, but once starting, getting the energy, I did notice that when I took them, I was more tired. Because I wasn't tired all the time like before. And so then I started taking them later in the day or not taking them at all, um, things like that. And well, what happened was um, I don't exactly know how long I was off them. Maybe it was a day, maybe it was a month. It wasn't a month. I can tell you that. But like I had some extra pills, and their screw up in that, like they always try to, um, when it gets refilled, and that there's always like a couple days left or whatever. But, basically what happened, and that was I went and I got it refilled, and then I didn't put it with my other medication, and I was just thinking, it's just like, okay, well, I'll do that, and it just didn't happen that I put it with the other ones. I had intended to. So, last Sunday rolled around, and I was, well, I guess, for one thing, the depression, anxiety, the feeling, all that, they kind of crept up on me. Well, one, because I guess maybe I was used to it to some extent, and also starting a new business, and that, I just thought, it was the jitters, from that, and whatever. Um, so basically, uh, I know for that on Sunday, and that I did not take the medication, and so then Monday morning, I'd say 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, I woke up. I couldn't get back to sleep. And with my body, I'm like, well, what's going on? It's like I didn't necessarily take it as an anxiety attack, but my, um, as somebody says, don't just say, oh, I have anxiety or I have depression. Kind of explain your symptoms and stuff, because sometimes that helps. Like, if on one podcast I had, if there was an alien or whatever, and they didn't know what, feelings were exactly, but, they could have body sensations. Um, so things like uh, ra- racing heart. I mean, it wasn't like I was running a marathon, but it's definitely higher than it should have been. Racing thoughts. Couldn't stay focused. Whatever, that kind of stuff. So then my mind finally realized, hey, you know what? This is an anxiety attack. You might have thought you had ones in the beginning, but hey, you got to take care of this. So, I went looking for my medication at 4 whatever o'clock in the morning. Found it, took that, and then I also took um, some more sleeping pills, and that just see if I could go back to sleep, that kind of stuff. And maybe this will be a topic for my next video, or maybe I'll just share a link or whatever. But since I didn't fall asleep right away and I needed to take my mind off of stuff, I actually watched an episode of Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist, which if you haven't watched, watch it because it's awesome. Anyway, and so, I don't remember exactly what the episode was about, but there was like, putting on a fake face, or a mask, the whole thing, not just for health purposes and that, but, pretending basically pretending you're okay when you're not okay, what's it, stereotypical, it's like, oh, like when you ask, a girl, or, how are you? And you're like, oh, I'm fine, everything's fine. Well, sometimes when you say it's fine, it's really not. It's just you don't want to burden people with it. Me, as a guy, I do that as well sometimes, and sometimes it works out well, sometimes not so much. Um, but, anyway, so I got a call, but I'm gonna hit decline. Um, so anyway, what was my train of thought? Oh, so in the episode, and that, there was, a song I hadn't heard about before. I think it's called Gasoline, and I don't know who it's by. You can Google search it, but basically, it's like, running on fumes and anxiety, and, all this bad stuff is going on inside my head, but nobody knows, kind of thing. So that kind of hit me harder, I guess, especially since I was having an anxiety attack. So something like that, it's like, it's like, gotta learn how to be nice to yourself, to, think, good positive thoughts, and no, thinking one thing negative isn't gonna fix it. It isn't gonna break you. Thinking one thing positive isn't gonna fix it, but it's, what's the word? Consistency, that will make or break you, type of thing. So, I I don't know if this was just for the challenge or you know, just somebody posting it, but I like the idea of having May as mental, not mental awareness. Well, maybe it's mental awareness, but you know, mental health. Not week, but month. Um, and so you know, there's like a calendar isn't out there that you do something every day. You know, to be mindful. Like one is, you know, eat every meal and that without screen time. You know, so that way you're focusing on one thing. It's eating and that and um, things like that. Um, you know, other ones are, you know, be kind and stuff. So, this didn't start out as a PSA for this, but, you know, listen to your body, and your mind and stuff, because, honestly, in that without having positivity and having, it right in your mind and stuff, you can't what's you can't get better, and that if you think you know you're just bad and like I don't know what the word is, you know, like the worst person ever or whatever, you know, you gotta think good about yourself. What I was alluding to in my head, I was trying to figure out how to say it, but you know, they say that you can't out exercise a bad uh, diet with nutrition. Well, you can't you know be you know the happiest person or you know a happy person if all you got is a bunch of negativity, and that you got to get what's right inside your head. And sometimes it's not just what you say. For example, sometimes it's how you think and how you react. um so you know, oh, excuse me. So to give you an example, um this happened to me recently where I was recording a message for, you know, my new business, and that I was asking other people in my field, um you know, how to sound excited and stuff and be able to flip a switch and that, and not have to be talking for a half an hour before you get excited or whatever. And you know, I felt a little discouraged. You know, it's like I know the products work and whatever, but I didn't really think, you know, I was sounding excited. And then somebody responded and said, "Well, what are you talking about? You do sound excited." And I was like, "Okay." So, you know, because I had, you know, listened to my message, you know, and to me it didn't sound like it was very excitable. So I went and took my medication, you know, blew my nose, had a cup of coffee, whatever, and then I came back and I played the same clip, the same message, you know, where it was asking to be more excitable, and it's like, holy shit, you know, um, this whole message, I was excitable, you know, that kind of thing. So, you know, now I'm thinking that in my mind right now. It's like, well, do I sound excitable? Now I can sound excitable. Hey, I want to sell you something, or, you know, this is awesome, you know, that kind of thing. And, oh, we've been going for 20 minutes almost. Whoa! Anyway, I had to add a little comedy in there. Oh, now, see, I can turn on that switch. Okay. Before you turn off and be like, hey, he's a weirdo. No! I'm just being comfortable in my own skin. And I have vocal variety. And changing up the pace. Okay. Alright. So, yeah, I'm still learning this whole live thing. And apparently now I talk like I have a southern accent. Anyway, yeah, so if you like this content, please like, subscribe, comment, share, tell your mother, tell your, especially since it's Mother's Day, make sure you say, Happy Mother's Day and that, and, even tell your father Happy Mother's Day, because sometimes, people, they don't have a mom, and that whether they're you know, not divorced, but that either they've been adopted or their mother died when they were young, or is not around. But so basically, talk to your parental figure. I guess that would be the what's the word? The correct terminology, the politically correct. And oh boy, should I, know more about politically correct, because I live with myself in a bubble. Where it's like, oh, I can't hurt anybody's feelings. I have to be politically correct. I have to, make sure that, I say, life partner or spouse or whatever. I can't say husband or wife or, things like that, because then, somebody might be excluded or whatever. Or, well, um, um, some of it too is, kind of going back to the example of, hearing that positivity, or excitability message twice, is nothing changed except for that I was feeling better. And so I guess sometimes when you try to tell somebody something, it might, a no or whatever, it might be just a not right now, or I'm just not feeling it. But just don't give up. Don't necessarily be a pest or a bug, and be like, well, fine, I'll buy or do this thing and that, just so you shut the hell up. Things like that. Don't be like that, but, walk the fine line, kind of stuff. And, so yeah, it's not always how you present yourself, although that is a big part, but it's also how people receive yourself. And I'm still learning this, but there's not ever a perfect time for anything, and you can't fix what people think about you. I mean, you can always try and do better, but you can't control everything. Like, oh well, make sure that they're not, that they have enough sleep, that they have energy, whatever, that kind of thing, because there might be internal battles going on inside your head and inside their head. And of course, when you ask what what's wrong, and they'll be like, oh, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Well, I can tell you from experience, it's not always fine, especially in my head. Normally, I'm fighting some sort of mental internal battle, and that I might not exactly know how to, what's the word? To tell anybody. I'm getting better though. So I guess another tip would be, to journal your thoughts and that, when you're going crazy, or when you're not, that kind of thing. So you can kind of look back on it and be like, well, make kind of correlations of, well, this happened, this is how it made me feel. I took this medication, I did this, I felt like this, that kind of stuff. so that way, if you're seeing a counselor or whatever, you have stuff to talk about and get with, a plan of action, or if you're too afraid like me, at least in the beginning, have some data, because I'm an analytical person. Some people say anal, that I believe that's where it comes from, an anal person, analytical. Um, but anyway, to, look and fix yourself, but sometimes, you can't always fix yourself on your own. And I don't know, for some reason, this light makes it look like I have like kind of blue hair or something. I promise you it's not blue, it's more brown or black. Um, but yeah, this lighting is a little bit horrible, but I just jumped on to, wish everybody a happy Mother's Day. My mother included, first and foremost, and stuff. So my alarm's gonna go off. Alexa, be quiet. So yeah, Alexa, stop alarm. So, Alexa, be quiet. She started saying, I know a lot about topics. Anyway, so normally it would be like 8 o'clock or whatever, and that when I'd be first getting up, and I'm trying to teach myself to get up earlier, to go walking with my walking group. They walk at like 6 a.m., and other things. So I've learned whether I'm walking or not walking, I should get up earlier. I wouldn't suggest just starting, getting up. If you get up at noon, to get up at 6 a.m., and do that every day, and right off the bat. But slowly inching your way up or down, or to getting up earlier and stuff. And so yeah, anyway, this is Coach Coop, Coach Brett. I haven't made like a tagline yet, but I like Coach Coop. It's because double C, or Coop Dog, Coach Coop Dog. But so I've been rambling a little bit, but so basically, go and say happy parental day or Mother's Day, to your parental figure or authority figure or whatever. Things like that, and then also take care of take care of yourself, take care of your mental health. Get the journal, whether it's electronic or old school, physical one, and that. Honestly, I just go into my email, and then I can get email on different devices, and I'll go and just create drafts and that, and chart what I'm thinking and stuff, and that helps out great. And that when talking to my counselor, and that so because I remember when I started, it's just like it was an hour thing, and it was just like, okay, so let's talk, and there was a lot of pauses, and like, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say, or whatever, and they'd be prodding to get you to say anything, something, or not waste their time. And now, And, I started out writing down not everything, but, a lot of things. Um, and, um, I'd have, kind of a script of, going through things, and I'd write down every day, something. And then it was like, there wasn't a lot or whatever, and so then I didn't, and I did it every week, or right before the appointment, and then I'm kind of doing it half and half. But sometimes it's just like when you give yourself that little extra time, and that it just flows, and it's like, oh, holy crap, I do have a lot to talk about. I am important. There are things in that I am getting better at. Some things that I need to work at. Some things that I'm really awesome at. You can always get better, but yes, I am a perfectionist. Um, but try not to. Um, you know, well, you can always be better, but don't ever think that. Um, boy, this is getting really theological. But anyway, this or video, um, it's always better. It's always good to, do better, and you could always do better. But don't ever get depressed and saying, "Oh, well, I'm not awesome." Like this person. Let's just bring in mothers because it's Mother's Day, or if you identify with me, I'm not awesome like Brett, so, things like that. Well, I didn't become awesome overnight, although sometimes it feels like it, but it was a lot of hard work, and I just love how I've come within these last few months, and that being more positive and um forthcoming, kind of breaking down walls, that kind of thing, getting up earlier, being healthier, losing 60 plus pounds during the pandemic, um and stuff like that. And if you want to learn more about that, you can see my various posts on this page. Some and so some on my profile. I'm trying to share more. Um, so that kind of thing. But a lot happened. When I started feeling better with nutrition and supplements and whatever, and then also getting on these health challenges and stuff. Um, for not gonna lie, the first time I went in it, I was very skeptical, putting my toes in the water, just dipping it in there, and just from the positivity and stuff. I guess that was one thing that I needed, But then also learning to eat healthier, blah blah blah. I was on a plateau for a couple months, and um, I broke that plateau rather quickly, once I joined the challenges and stuff, and with the, I don't know what's, positive community and stuff like that, and it was only like 30-40 bucks or whatever for 21 days, but now I'm in like the 28-day version, and these are run back to back, as they say, 28 days on, 1 week off, back to back till you feel better, and or at your goal weight or whatever. Um, and hey, okay, so there's one person that's watching. I don't know who is. Let's see. Can I click that? No, it doesn't say who it is. So I was pretty much wrapping up here, but so hey, person that's watching, if you can drop a thing in the chat and that, because I think then it should like pop up and say, "Hey, this person is watching," or at least I'll see the comment, or I think I should. But yeah, I'm gonna try to do more of these lives and stuff, and I didn't have this plan. It was just I thought, let's go do this. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, that kind of stuff. So yeah, go hug your mother. Go, you gotta be social distance at this time, but say Happy Mother's Day. Keep positive. Stay fit, stay shredded. I haven't come up with a tagline for these things yet. But anyway, uh, let's see. I'm just trying to think of a tagline or something, off the top of my head. So something like this. This is Coach Coop Dog. Stay positive. Be nice. Be helpful. And I'll see you around the neighborhood. Peace.